head at the right level with a tinfoil hat on. This was unexpected.
Let me know when we're live, eh?
It should just take a second. We should be. We'll find out soon enough. We'll get some comments coming in. This is a little bit weird, and you always kind of sit about like a fanny with this, trying to work out whether or not it's actually connecting properly. But
we're getting a little bit of flicker off that.
Hey, oh, is that should be people? Hey, there we go. People seem to better get your head on, just in case.
Don't want those fucking brain interference waves cutting in. Oofed.
How's everyone doing? Mulder and Scully, indeed. Or what was Robert Patrick's character called?
Doggett.
Doggett?
Doggett.
Fucking, there's plenty of Doggett going on right together.
We're currently dogging in
This is definitely a bit of a hotspot. What's with the weird hats? This is a tinfoil hat. This is world renowned for the ability to protect you from the extraterrestrials. I mean, who'd have thought that? I mean, the cost of a sheet of this is practically pennies, but it can block basically everything.
I for one am willing to communicate with aliens. This was just too annoying to keep in my head. The little aerial on top was bumping into the roof of the car. That's fine. So, well, yeah.
If you become compromised, Mark, and you try and take my hat off in a kind of like violent way, I'll know that you've succumbed. So we're having a little bit of an issue, as is such as the way in Scotland. Everything was fine, and then we started heading here, and then it's all gone to fuck. The rain has come out of kind of nowhere.
The sky's clouded over.
So what we're going to do is we're going to kick around here for a bit, talk to you guys, have some kind of UFO-based shenanigans. Hopefully, maybe go for a wander around later on. We're actually at a pretty cool place.
We're up at Whiteley Wind Farm, which I think is the reason we picked it is because it's up in the kind of moors to the south of Glasgow. It's kind of barren and empty and open, and on a clear night the stars here are insane. I've been up here a couple of times when there's been like what do you call it, like meteor showers before, and it's unbelievable. And we thought we were going to be able to do it, and you can't see anything on the screen at all. Light sideways. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so no, that's not enough.
Not enough.
That's fine.
Forget it.
We thought we were going to be able to do a little bit of sky watching.
We may,
but it's completely clouded over right now. It's pissing down with rain. So we've retreated to the car for the time being. We might take a little bit of a walk because, as I say, this is Europe's biggest wind farm, and it's quite a cool location. There's a lot of cycle paths and
open 24 hours as well, so you're free to just kind of walk around.
We might do some of that. In fact, the rain's clearing off a little bit. It's still pretty cloudy. But
hopefully everything clears up anyway, because we brought like big lenses with us, and those are Halloween lights, by the way. I'd just like to say these are properly spooky, and these are a nice array of ghost lights, which you might not be able to see, but are quite funky. Brandon, Scotland is in the top 5 vacation destinations I love to see. It's definitely a great place to come to. I'd say you're really at the mercy of the weather for the most part. Like, it can really change the nature of this place.
What I would say about Scotland though is that for live streams outdoors it's not great, but if you're coming on holiday here, you have to kind of accept that the weather, the clouds, the rain is all part of the mystique of it, I would say. If you're driving around like the mountains up north and everything like that, it's great if you get it on a beautiful sunny clear day. If it's pissing with rain, if it's overcast with clouds and you've got clouds rolling off the tops of the mountains and stuff, that has its own thing as well. That has its own kind of atmospheric kind of feel to it.
Audio's cracking a wee bit, right? Hang on, I think we might be having a
maybe your hat.
Yeah, it might. Okay, I think it might actually be. Give us 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to correct something to reconnect. All right, you guys let us know when we've come back on. Hopefully the audio quality will be okay. I don't know if the tinfoil hats is what's causing the crackle for people. Hopefully that wasn't it, and I didn't necessarily, but it did come up saying it was having an issue. Okay, we should be reconnected now. Hopefully someone will let us know.
Can you hear us? Yeah, we just stopped for a minute because we're trying to fix some audio issues. Can you guys hear us?
We should be back up again. You're back. All right, cool.
Okay,
perfect.
It could just be the aliens.
Yeah,
because that's why we came up here, because we thought we were going to have beautiful starry sky and we could set up a bunch of cameras.
I'd love if actually it's been fucked over by the fact that I'm wearing this stupid fucking hat.
Maybe, maybe that's blocking the signal or something.
That's maybe a tiny little sheet tip. But hey, if it can break them out, must be all right. Okay, the drive remake, yeah. Nicholas Winding Refn presents fucking. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a suitable name for this. We were talking about the idea of doing a driving stream, but we've got no kind of like neon. Though Sucky Hall Street's just got some new lights set up in it.
Well, the centre of Glasgow's got that kind of vibe to it, I guess, if you drive around. But the problem is lighting. Yeah. Because if we switch this off, if I just turn that away.
I mean, if there was one type of stream, a kind of atmospheric horror stream could definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We need like a really good low light camera.
Yeah, it does sound like Michael's cracking up. I'm watching this in 144p for a laugh. Oh well. I mean, that it will feel more like a found footage if you take it back. Both look like a Spectrum game. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I suppose what we could actually do is we could have just taken the torch and gone around and investigated. I mean, there'll be plenty of horrors around here because I'm sure we saw some doggers on the way in.
Well, we came up here last night to try and work out what the signal was going to be like, because I don't know if any of you guys made an attempt to join us with our last stream when we went to an island in Loch Lomond.
Yeah, that was.
And we checked that online, and it was supposed to have great reception. We got there and it was horrendous. We could barely stream at all, so we ended up having to cancel it. So we came up here last night to make sure that there was that we could actually get a proper signal. When we came up, there was some really creepy looking guys sitting around in a car. Yeah. Don't know what they were doing. Mind you, I mean, looking around at us, we're sitting in a car here right now. The windows are kind of steaming up. We've got lights on. We've got strange headgear. So I'm sure anyone driving past us right now is probably.
I'm just getting my roots done, Stephen. It's not a full colour.
You ended up dogging by accident once.
That's a likely story. Are you trying to say that you ended up driving to a spot where you ended up surrounded by people that were dogging, or did you end up driving to a place accidentally where people were dogging and then accidentally entering someone? Because these are two vastly different things. I mean, the scope of accidentally dogging, you've got that one here and you've got that one all the way over here. So
yeah. I just hope we don't get accidentally dogged tonight.
I don't think so. I think if you walked past a car with steamy windows and there was some fucking lunatic inside wearing a tinfoil hat, you'd stay the fuck away. Nobody's going to come near you. Yeah,
hopefully. That's my defense mechanism for right now anyway. So, we were going to be talking about aliens and UFOs and all that kind of thing.
Oh, we'll get to it. But, yeah, no, unfortunately Michael was supposed to be with us, but he's not feeling so great.
He'd be sitting in the back seat, like. Sorry. That's all right.
I've got Do Not Disturb on, but apparently that means nothing. But yeah, like I said, so hopefully we'll see what the weather ends up doing, and then hopefully we'll be able to even just walk around this place. But touch wood, if things clear up later on, I've actually brought like the full laptop with me. And
the moon's just come out.
Has it?
Yeah, over this side.
Nice. I brought the camera with me with a heavy duty lens and everything. We should be able to watch the moon and stuff like that. So if things clear up, touch wood, we can set all that up later on. But hopefully you guys are happy just now, just with the. You'd pull yours out enjoying them. Well, you see, you're obviously a beautiful soul who wants to get involved with all the people and support all the people, whereas we're just too cynical and we just see that and immediately think loony in this country.
What, pulling yours out and enjoying them?
Yeah, that leads back to the dogging thing, doesn't it? The entire Callum Road show. I missed the start of this. Where are you? We're out at a pretty good spot for looking at the sky, but unfortunately, as we started driving out here, it's almost like everything's fated to go against us, because everything was looking fine and we started driving here, and then it started raining and everything's kind of gone to fuck. But if you want the honest answer, we're actually just both sitting in front of a green screen right now. None of the streams that we've done.
See, to be honest, mate, looking out there now, it's still, I think it maybe still be drizzling a little bit, but this part of the sky's just cleared up. The moon's looking stellar. We could go out for a little walk just now. Do it that way.
Richard Madeley repeatedly called the UFOs
I remember that. I remember watching that on. It was this morning when I was a little kid, and they had a guy on talking about seeing a UFO, and he kept calling it. And so did what was her name?
What's
his
the one
wife?
with Richard?
She kept
Judy
calling
Finnegan.
it.
Is she not called Judy
UFO?
Finnegan?
UFO.
I don't think she's actually ever
Judy
been
Finnegan,
called Judy Madeley, because I think she doesn't really want to be totally associated. East or West Coast? We are West Coast, 100%. West Side. Let me just have a wee look outside.
No, see if you look over at the bonnet.
What just fucking flashed?
It'd be the light above you, probably. The other way, Callum.
See, to be fair, it's all right out there. Like, we could go for a wander. If people,
yeah, let's do it.
If people, do you guys want to go for a walkabout?
Or do you want to sit in the car like a bunch of losers?
Shall I keep my hat on? No, you won't.
Right, dice the hat, man.
You won't be seen dead with me with the hat on.
There's car coming now, anyway, man. Right, let's go for a walk.
I'll have to take the tap.
Switch the lights off as well. Lights.
What, these?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't take these with us. No. Mine's a bit too transfixed on what other people think about.
Yeah, other people like the police.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
What are we gonna do light-wise? Are we gonna be able to see it? Are people gonna be able to see anything?
You want to take that one?
Torch. Okay.
Yep. Do you want to take that?
Okay.
How do you know there's UFO? All have been fake so far. Why don't you do ghost hunting?
Well, they're all fake as well.
Well, well, it's difficult to say, isn't it? Because, like, you know, it depends on your perspective of stuff, right? Because you could quite easily say all the ghosts have been fake as well, as Martin just said. Where the fuck did you chuck that? Right.
What else do we need?
I'm gonna have to manhandle you guys a little bit quickly while I set everything up. Apologies in advance.
You're in the right place for it.
Too right. Sorry. This is deeply unprofessional, so it's on a par.
I need to make sure I've got my keys before we leave the car.
Aye, that would be good. Sorry guys, I'll just be a second. Okay, got that. Pause the stream a bit if you want. No, that's alright. Oh fuck, sorry. Didn't mean to just clap.
Let me just pause it for a bit because I need to look for my keys and find the keys.
That's alright, I'll go and talk to them.
Okay, cool.
So you've got like a couple of torches. Oh, where's the lamp thing gone?
In back of the boot.
Alright, okay. Right, hold on. Oh, there it is there. Sorry, I'm just being fun. Door keys?
Yep.
Alright. Sorry about this. Okay. So
your door shut?
Yeah. 2 seconds, guys. Hopefully I haven't unplugged the mic or anything. You guys can still hear us. Okay. We're heading out. We're on the roll. Right, Martin, you'll need to be the primary source of light, more or less. This is actually
Can you see any sky there?
I'm going to leave this because this is actually shite, this one. Hold on. Can you unlock the car just for a second?
We didn't get that yet.
No, it was dark. So if we're on, to be honest, we probably released more incriminating stuff of ourselves over the year than your license plate. But oh, that's the moon.
Yeah, can you see it on the shot?
Oh, can we see? Ah, the moon's coming out, boys. The moon's coming out.
That's literally all you can see is that little dot.
Closer. You might want to use the head shots because by far that's the brightest.
Okay.
Just trying to see what people are going to be able to.
That light, that big stretch in front of you there. Is,
yeah.
That's
wind
actually
turbine.
the blade of a wind.
I don't think people can see that yet, but.
Switch for this. Can't actually switch this thing out.
So does this path take you down to the?
Yeah, this takes you to the. I don't know if you can kind of make that out actually. The blades.
Yeah, sorry, you guys just got some unexpected bogs. You didn't even need to pay for it, so there's a result.
We did.
Cool. Remember where we parked? We're the only car in the park.
Apart from those creepy guys down here.
On the park. That's true. So what are we saying here? No entry. No unauthorised access. Oh, bless you. Your dog doesn't know any better. Make sure you do. So what, is that in reference to dog poo or in reference to if your child, have a child gets savaged by your dog, it's like it doesn't know any better, so it's on your fault?
Can you see anything? Oh yeah, okay, we can kind of see the path in front.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, it'll give us some quite good footage
So
when the alien drawn out in front of us.
Exactly.
Right,
So we might, Why don't you get night vision? Night vision's actually ridiculously expensive for proper night vision. Only really like the military generally have got properly good ones.
And we're very poorly prepared.
Yeah. Well, we do have a fair amount of torches, to be fair. More than I had last time. Okey-doke. There is actually a spot in Scotland called Bonnie Bridge, which is supposedly the real UFO hotspot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like there's an area that they call it the Falkirk Triangle, and it's an area between Bonnie Bridge, Falkirk, and is it Livingston, somewhere around there. That's apparently really, really well known for lots of UFO sightings and all that kind of stuff. I remember hearing a lot more about it when I was a kid. It was constantly in the news. I think these things were taken a little bit more seriously in the 90s with, the X-Files and everything like that being quite, big in pop culture, I just not have the light in my face.
Boom. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff happened in Edinburgh, or there was that event in Edinburgh.
It was Livingston. It was the Robert Taylor was his name.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but he was a guy, just an old. I think he was a forestry worker, and he was walking up through a forest one day, and he was on his own. He parked the van. He was walking through a section of planted forest, like one of these Sitka spruce plantations, and he came out to a clearing and he claimed that he saw this big metallic object with these spiked metal balls that dropped off it and rolled over to him. Yeah, and apparently these spiked metal balls came over to him and yanked his trousers off and tore them in the process.
Sorry, you should really laugh at it. It's a event, but unlikely.
And so then he ran home. There's a clip on the internet. I think it's Robert Taylor. I can't Google it right now. You guys could probably look it up. But
so too long didn't read. Spiky balls fell from the sky and ripped off his trousers.
So what happened was he got home. He blacked out. Didn't remember it. And
there you go. The moon's coming out.
And he went home to his wife, and she saw his trousers and everything were all torn. And she was raging because his trousers were ripped.
As you would be.
Yeah. If you watch the video, there's an interview with him done in the 80s. So I think this happened in 1979. There's an interview with him done in the 80s, and they're just this typical old Scottish couple. You wouldn't, and he came home and his trousers were torn. She was not happy.
I can imagine.
But you really get that's one thing about it though. It's although I'm not a huge believer in these things.
I don't think they can shine enough light on the turbines. You guys still hear us okay?
But
also in the chat, anyone got any encounter stories of their own? Would love to hear that.
So anyway, the thing about them is we're such simple, down to earth people, and they just genuinely seemed completely bewildered by what happened to them. And that's what kind of always stuck with me with the story. The police took it really seriously. When I was watching the documentary, they still had his trousers in an evidence bag.
Is that more partially because of a kind of Scottish skinflint type situation where they're perfectly good trousers, they're ripped to fuck. But I want to see if we can get enough light on this to see it.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Not really.
Maybe get a little bit closer.
Yeah, maybe. There is an absolutely massive turbine curtain right above the top.
Right overhead.
Yeah. That's a bin there, guys. It's not some kind of cylindrical shit. No, not enough. That's the problem with doing it on the phone. It's occasionally you catch the blade, but you can see the.
Stand right under it, you can hear the whistle of the wind as it slices the air above you. Can you hear that?
Try aim for a blade.
Yeah, the tips of the blade. See anything there?
No.
No, that's a bummer.
You should be able to, but you can see that to there, and it just kind of. I saw a bit of it there, but. We've got a reasonable amount of light. Can you shine everything up that we've got?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually see the prop.
Yeah.
For a brief moment. Yeah. It does look like a UFO on stream.
That's a kind of bummer if you can't see this, because you've got the whole sky and everything here, man. It's just.
Yeah, it's not far from East Kilbride, correct. It's actually starting to clear.
It's starting to clear up
a little bit. Yeah. There's a viewing point down here where you can see across the whole of Glasgow, so we can head down there. I'm sure you'll be able to make that out.
No, there's no woodland here at all. It's pretty much been entirely cleared out just for the park.
There's a forest somewhere around here. I can't remember exactly where. I think it might be the other side of the... There's some trees over there.
Yeah, but for the most part...
There's a tree.
Most part of this, it's just been entirely like cleared out for the...
Well, look at that.
Turbines.
It's a shame that that's not...
I know. Do these signify anything? These
they're snow poles, so that they're red. Or when it snows, I think when it's like red, it's too dangerous to drive down here or something. Right. But I mean, that's some height. That's like, I'm 6'4", so it's like that must be like 6 foot of snow. Yeah. So have you ever had any UFO encounters, Cal?
Well, I just want to briefly say, do you know that wind turbines can give you cancer?
I heard all this shit. Yeah. Trump stuff. But UFO,
that was a classic Trump fact. It's a very good question, actually. I've certainly seen things when I was younger, because living out in a rural area, you could definitely see the sky quite well. So you see a lot of things, but it's very difficult to determine sometimes whether something is actually, something that extraterrestrial, or whether you just find yourself with a kind of weird placebo thing of thinking you want it to be, so you you try and interpret something in a different way than you're actually seeing it.
I think as a kid you were definitely more open to these things, because I can certainly remember like moving into a new house and no curtains been up in the windows yet, and be absolutely terrified and totally convinced there was going to be an alien at my window at some point during the night. You just believe, you're so kind of, I don't know, you're so geared up to like believing stuff like that as a kid. But
Simple Minded said you can actually get cancer from wind turbines if you smoke next to them. Something worth remembering. Thanks for the tip there.
Yeah, apparently if you give yourself like a kind of radioactive suppository while you stand in the ground, I think that's particularly great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the start. There seems to be something scurrying in there.
Do you think America's got a culture of UFOs, and that's why there's probably the most amount? I mean, obviously, the population of America is very big, but do you think the UFO culture is bigger in America than anywhere else, and that's why there's so many people?
It's tough to say, right? Because I think we also, there's a lot of claimed sightings and stuff here too. But yes, I think America probably does have a bigger UFO culture, and that most of our UFO culture comes from cultural contact with America.
Yeah.
So we watch stuff like the X-Files. We watch, we read books about, the Roswell and Flatwoods and all that kind of thing, and that filters into our belief. But one thing that we were talking before about the Robert Taylor incident, one thing that always stuck with me was that it made it seem a little bit more believable than some of the others. Was they never actually described any aliens as such. What he described was like almost like a probe or something, rather than like a little green man. He described something that wasn't similar to all other UFO encounters. It's like, I think a lot of these things, people get ideas from each other. They read other stories. They read, oh yeah, I saw like a little grey man with big eyes, and that kind of filters into people's consciousness. I don't know if you can see that over there.
The moon's just
kind
kind
of
of,
sky.
it's the moon. Yeah, it's kind of slightly edging out, but it's difficult to see. There you go. So we've approximately moved
Blackwood Hill viewpoint, 1 mile.
Okay, so we've only actually gone 700 meters.
Yeah.
Where we started.
So I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, you can see it.
What
nothing yet, Marty.
Struck with me from that one was wait a minute, is it this way? Trying to remember what route we take. How much battery do these have, by the way? These lights.
Oh no. Plenty of battery.
Let's head that way and see. Let's head where the.
We'll just clip that section of it and just post that in its own.
So I think what always struck with me by that one, like I always kind of thought that if you were gonna if aliens were gonna send a spaceship to us, right? Are they gonna send are they actually gonna come themselves, or are they gonna land a probe or something like that? And it sounded like he just described something that didn't fit with all the other stories. That sounded like it was a genuinely experienced something original, that he wasn't just ripping off someone else's story.
Would you travel hundreds, and maybe thousands of light years to just rip somebody's trousers?
Well,
I mean, imagine the level of pettiness to fly all that way just to rip somebody's trousers and then fly away.
Okay, look, there's a life form standing over there. What are those things on its legs?
Mind you,
get a sample.
if you'd reached the pinnacle of scientific achievement, right, and there was nothing else you could possibly do, and you'd mastered faster than light travel, perhaps, and all that, maybe you would reach this level of pettiness where the only thing you've got left to do is just go to planets and rip people's trousers. It's just like a deeply sad existence that they've got now.
Deploy the spiked comedy ball.
The old trouser ripper 5000. Luna, what would you say was your most convincing encounter with a ghost?
With a ghost?
That feels like it comes down pretty low, doesn't it?
Slice in the air, listen.
Right, let's see if we get close enough.
I wonder if they can hear that whistling sound on the stream.
I'm going to need to invest in one of those multi-million candle power torches, just light up like a spotlight. You can definitely see it a lot better. It's quite an unsettling noise. So try and point at one of the you can get it. Cool.
I think someone in this chat there, talking about the aliens who'll come when they're ready. It's kind of like that's what my mum would say when I was playing dinner. Is that ready? Would it be down when it's ready? No, I think that's probably true. I don't.
There's officially a star. The sky's getting to the point. It's quite a dramatic sky over there.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It does look like we're starting to get, and there's a lot of skies up above it. It's looking like it's getting to a point where we might be able to head back later on and set up the actual stuff.
I wonder. I'm wondering if during my lifetime, if we will know whether we're alone or not in the universe. Well, I mean, I suppose we'll never know. If we're alone, we'll never know we're alone, but we'll know if we're not.
A lot of people like to believe that the current presidential team, so to speak, are of such a inclination that they like to spill the beans on stuff, that people believe that had he been informed of aliens at this point, he would have actually fucking told people at this point. So,
or deliberately, maybe.
I mean, at the end of the day, David Icke makes some pretty convincing arguments.
Did you ever read about the lozenge UFO incident?
No. Oh, fucking hell, that's cool. See, part of me wants to go back and later on just get the scope out, even just for that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Tomorrow is the complete full moon, so basically at this point we're still actually getting a pretty dramatic moon. But
if you went back a little bit, you'd get that turbine in front of the moon. But did you ever read about the lozenge UFO incident?
No.
I think Mike mentioned something about it when he was still planning on coming out. This was where, I think it was off the coast of San Diego.
Right.
There was a bunch of fighter jets deployed to investigate, and I think there was don't point a camera at me. I think there was shit, I'm trying to remember. Basically they kept picking up these radar signals out at sea, and so they deployed a bunch of jets. What were they? I don't know what the current jets are. It's not F-15. What's the current one?
F-35 is the latest one, but that's not properly deployed. But they've got a lot of legacy ones. But anyway,
it was something pretty recent they deployed, and it
wasn't the one that Tom Cruise flew anyway.
So there was they physically saw the object, and there's a video of it online, and it looks like a little kind of Tic Tac capsule, and it's moving at an insane speed, and you can actually hear the pilots talking about it, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And they're talking about the speed that it's moving, and then they pick up like a whole bunch more on the radar, and they claimed that they saw like an object in the water,
right?
Something like a kind of platform in the water that this thing launched off, or was hovering over, and the water was like churning around it, and it completely outpaced them. But the thing is, the actual story as it's described is not that different to. It's not that different to a lot of UFO stories, but it's one of the most well documented, and it's one where the military have basically, or the representatives from the military have basically said, we just don't know what it is. We just don't know. And they're not saying, oh, it's aliens, blah blah blah. And I think actually it's probably not aliens. It's probably some kind of military technology that maybe they were testing against their own people to see how effective it was. I don't know. But I just think that's one of the most sort of fascinating, one of the more fascinating ones in recent years.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff though that comes about as well with the guys that seem to get to retirement age, or they get into their twilight years and then they feel they need to make a confession. People that have been involved in some kind of aeronautics or the Navy or the Air Force. But it's interesting though where
you have to also be careful with these kinds of guys, because a lot of times you read into them and you actually find out that they weren't who they said they were. You know that
stolen valor. They're just dressing up that way to get the discounts.
Yeah. Yeah, you've never seen anything, or
nothing. I've never seen anything definitive. I would also say,
if you'd seen anything definitive, we wouldn't be questioning. We wouldn't be wondering.
No, but I think there's people out there that believe they've seen something definitively, and then in most cases it could be disproved. But no, I would also say the same with ghosts. I've never seen something that's made me a true believer. That's that. Pesky moon coming out again. I'm starting to see stars overhead, which is quite nice, but I won't see it on this.
Patches of cloud. So I mean, there's a few times I've seen things, and again, I don't think I've ever seen anything genuinely.
Sorry, I'm neglecting the chat. Has it been addressed what will happen if we run into an extraterrestrial? I imagine one of us will betray the other one. The jury's out on who that will be yet. My father claims to have seen an alien. I don't believe him. What is an alien doing in the Bronx in New York City? I hope that's not racist. I hope that could. Anyway, let's see. She's not calling you her husband. I'm just saying that I never saw one. End of the day, it all boils into individual sensory experience. Hard to disprove. It's true as well. I mean, people interpret things in different ways. I think, like, that's what I was saying earlier on. I think there's some people that just generally have a complete willingness to believe. You know, like they'll see something and they want it so much to be true that they'll just my haunted Scotland. But anyone will, you know, like there's a lot of people out there, be it ghosts, be it UFOs, be it Sasquatch. Speaking of which, there's a really strange film turned up on Netflix called The Man Who Killed Hitler, and then Bigfoot. And
is that the full title, or is that?
Yes, that's the full title. And unfortunately, the actual premise of it's pretty fucking amazing, but it doesn't really deliver. That's cool. I really kind of want to get the big lens out for that.
Yeah. Let's see this hill over here. That's where we're heading.
I do have decent cameras with me. They're back in the car, but see, now that the weather's started to improve and the rain stopped, we hopefully will turn back and get some interesting stuff.
I don't think it should rain anymore. I mean, it does look like it's actively clearing up. You know, it's not. And our signal seems to have held together quite well, so that's
okay.
That is just another turbine. I think we keep heading on this way.
No aliens yet, Stephen. Well, that's the difference. Do we keep walking, or do we turn around and go and set up the proper thing? What would you guys like to see? Would you like to see us continue wander around for a while, or would you like to go and see us set up and film some of the sky, like the moon and stuff, with the big heavy-duty camera? You guys make the call.
Hitler was the man. What does that say?
Hitler was the man who killed Hitler. That's true.
In a way, you've got to kind of admire that about him.
Yeah. So That's interesting. So it's technically, that's the one thing you did right.
Stevens enjoyed the one good.
Luna, I was only joking about the racist thing. Just the idea that some people would say
take nothing that Callum ever says.
Seriously, I just meant it in the sense that people would say someone from another country was an alien. So if your dad said he saw an alien, he might have just been saying it was someone from another country.
Keep digging. Keep digging.
Rendlesham Forest incident is my favourite.
Rendlesham Forest.
No, it's got an E.
I think it's Rendlesham.
Well, maybe Gary spelt it wrong. If so, Gary, why would you sabotage me like that?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Rendlesham Forest incident, Cold War, nuclear weapons, creepy tape recordings.
Yeah, this is right.
Want to look into. That's pretty glorious. Yeah, do we maybe want to keep an idea of what direction we're going? So we
don't know roughly how to get back, but I feel like that hill over there is where we're. Oh no! I think it's up there. I think we're going the right direction.
Are we going to actually be able to see it with this phone? That's the only problem.
Well, we'll be able to see across the city and all that kind of stuff. You won't be able to see like stars and shit.
No, I just mean anything generally. It's just the phone is very, very poor, unfortunately. There's Glasgow over there, guys. You can barely see it twinkling.
Here, but I think up there you can see it a little better.
The Savile incident is a disturbing account of weird goings on. Yeah, of strange creatures sleeping, sneaking through the window of children's hospitals.
Yeah.
David Icke never actually seemed to turn his. I wonder if David
Icke was constantly making.
About Savile?
Not him specifically, but it was based. Oh, maybe he did. I can't remember. I don't think he would have been able to because he would have been like. They are so often.
Well, there was always that talk that Savile's enforcers were the IRA, which was.
There was like a core of like celebrities in Britain who were into very unsalubrious things.
Someone's saying here, are you sure it isn't the Eagleston Forest incident? The Eagleston Forest incident hasn't yet happened. That's where we currently are, but.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This guy's so bright. I'm surprised it's not showing up much.
That's pretty fucking glorious. Before part of me does want to just go and get the stuff, but
you got a tripod for the big
for the
camera because we could get some shots of that.
I know.
You could literally just point the camera.
What was the? Sorry, I never. We got a little bit distracted. What was the upshot of people's votes? Did people want us to go and set up the heavy duty stuff?
I think
or keep wondering.
Wanted us to wander. Did anyone else have an opinion?
Well, we're starting to go into poor connection territory over here. Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, let's swing round. I mean, walking back is going to take us another 10-20 minutes anyway, so.
Okay.
And I did hear some creepy noises behind us. So.
Oh. Yeah. UFO reports have come in from all over the world, not just here in the US. I'm not saying I believe them, but you can apply the same incredulity to the report.
It's true, and that's just what I was saying. Like some of the reports that, and again, I'm pretty much a skeptic, but some of the most interesting reports include the Rendlesham Forest incident, and for me, I think the Livingston incident, the Robert Taylor incident, I always found interesting, just partly because it's so low key. There's just something really believable about it, and again, that doesn't prove anything. It's probably bullshit. But some of the ones that have really interested me over the years have been from outside of the US, and they do happen all over the world.
What I'd like to know is if you took a large number of the UFO sightings that actually had some form of documented evidence, or even just took all of the main big ones and you looked at it geographically, whether culturally there was big difference between what was reported.
But I think that you would the problem that you'd face there though is that you would have different cultures wouldn't maybe think to report seeing something in the sky. So certain areas of the world, it's just maybe not in their wheelhouse to go, oh my god, UFOs are a thing. See something strange in the sky, you go, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then not think about it, or they interpret it in a different way. So there's like people who believe in UFO abductions and that kind of thing often point to old stories.
Do you mean places like the People's Republic of China?
but they will often point to things like tales of fairies and people going missing, like tales of the little people and the the kind of elves and dwarfs and that kind of thing. There's a lot of stories, like there's a famous Scottish folklore about a character called Thomas the Rhymer who apparently disappeared.
First rapper.
Apparently disappeared for like several years at a time after coming across all these little people and blah blah. So the UFO abduction kind of tropes existed before the idea of aliens from another planet. So someone from another culture, if you're from, if you're living in, I know, say like in a backwater in the Philippines, you might not have heard of aliens, might not be aware of that, and you might interpret that within your own folklore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
would we be best coming to say there and like sitting there or sitting in the car park, do you think?
I think probably the car park, because this is an access road for the turbine, so the guys could be driving up down here.
But I mean, like sitting over there, like on the
side. Yeah.
Well, let's have a little look and see if that's like a doable.
Oh, you mean like off the little passing place?
Yeah. Like if we just sat there, this. I'm just thinking over there we've got like the view of like Glasgow and everything.
Yeah,
and then we've got like the sun.
A telescope, basically, wouldn't we? There's people come up here quite a lot for that kind of thing. Yeah, we could pull into this.
A couple of guys with a telescope that actually have their trousers on. So like here.
Yeah.
If we set up here, there's not really going to be a problem.
Interesting vegetation on the phone there.
Car park idea is a better idea. Alright, okay. That's like basically he's talking about the stream thing. So we could just take it and then we'll take like the tarp with us, and if the rain kicks off or something, we can throw the tarp over it while we're putting everything away.
We should just come as light as we can while still having enough kit to do what we need. Because,
okay.
We can throw the tarp over the camera and stuff and just go back to the phone, I guess, if it starts passing down. You get birds. Is it back? Something keeps being. Sky's clear enough.
Yeah, we're starting to actually see some stars in the like, which is make me think that actually this is quite a good spot out here.
Yeah. Hope the car's still there.
Simple-minded, don't worry about it. We're fairly hardy types. I mean that stream that I did with the fairy stuff in the middle of the night. Most of that I was walking around in a t-shirt. The cold doesn't seem to have a massive hold over me, he said. That was his final words. Oh, I don't feel the cold.
I remember filming. Remember when we were filming Insider?
Yeah, the first film we tried to make.
And it was a failed production because we had all kinds of production problems.
A McFailed production.
A McFailed production. But the one night we were out shooting in Ardeer in a fucking gale by the sea. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was, what was it, like February or something?
Could we take the car to there? Can you drive? Can we drive up here?
You can't drive on
Oh no, unauthorized vehicles, isn't it?
Off, yeah.
That's right.
So we were shooting out in the middle of nowhere, freezing cold night. Everyone's huddling in like jumpers, jackets, throwing rugs over themselves.
Fire going.
Callum's running around in the fucking the fucking t-shirt from Big Trouble in Little China, like he's literally wearing a vest. So yes, you don't seem to have.
It's one of my few genetic advantages. Oh, except from the fact I'm not going bald.
Yeah, I've managed to avoid that one so far as well. But
I am above the average height as well. Just.
What is the average?
I think actually 5'9" is the average height. I think I'm 5'9",
Really?
I think so. Maybe. I think the world average height is 5'9". I think in Scotland it's probably lower than that. There's a lot of small cunts.
It depends because a lot of small people in Glasgow in the west. There's a lot of fucking tall people on the east coast. There's a lot of Viking blood on the east coast.
Simple. That's interesting. I'm actually trying to get into wild swimming. I'm not actually that. He's talking about his hobbies include wild swimming, and he said I'm a wild swimmer and I get cold doing astronomy, so it's all linked. It's all linked, Mum. I'd really like to get into it. I've actually got a setup for. I kind of know where we're going. Well, the visitor centre's over there, right? No. We went past that. I've actually got wild swimming is another. Yeah, skinny dipping. I've actually
there's wild swimming and there's wild swimming.
I've actually got a setup that I think I could use that would allow me to like stream like shallow bits of water, and there's quite a few interesting spots in Scotland where I think that would be
strap a GoPro to his knob and jump on.
Yeah, that old chestnut. Not to say that the knob is the size of a chestnut, but you know,
you jump in the North Sea and it will be.
Maybe a conker.
A pineapple.
The sky's coming out pretty nicely now, to be honest. Cool.
Yeah, there's our big turbine there.
Yep, we're back to the big turbine. It should be good once we get. We have got a big polar shift in the weather, which is good.
Typical Scotland. 1 minute to the next.
And the sky's clearing up as well, which is fantastic. Not super far. You can maybe see. Yeah, you should see that little light there. That is the.
That light in the distance. Is the visitor centre where we parked. The visitor centre shut, but the car park is still open.
Yeah, I think YouTube's policy for crotch shots is probably still pretty aggressive, though. I think it's less aggressive than Twitch. You can get taken off of Twitch for unbelievable stuff, unless you're one of the popular streamers. There was a girl.
If you attach the camera to your knob, then it's definitely not gonna be shot.
That's true, unless like you swim up to like a silvery fish that reflects it back, and you just see a full-on reflection of you with a. I don't think GoPro would make a knob mount, to be honest, unless you count the fact that it would be attached to me and I'm just generally a knob.
Yeah. Well,
oh, there's a car coming. It's like those guys that sit at the gate of Area 51. When you get too close to it, they come down a little pickup. See that? It's a shame you kind of can't actually. That's really impressive.
I go right under it.
No, you can't, but. Nah, if we were mobile with the other one, we could, but let's go. There is actually an island on Loch Lomond, one of the first islands that has a nudist colony on it. It wasn't the island that we stayed on.
No, that was only a nudist colony while we were there.
I'm still amazed we saw the wallabies. It does fill me full of hope that they're...
Yeah, that was great, because I hadn't seen or heard anything about the wallabies in quite a long time. I had heard that there was a cull, or that they were planning on doing a cull. I think the cull was stopped, and then a few weeks later, a bunch of wallabies mysteriously turned up dead, so I think the people who'd been planning the cull had ended up just paying some local youths to go and kill a bunch of wallabies, which I think is pretty brutal. But luckily, there still seem to be some left alive.
They would only be able to know if you'd got your knob out if someone reports it. So YouTube doesn't automatically have like a nudity detection. A nudity detection. But if someone reports your stream, it can get shot down.
There's loads of movies on YouTube with nudity.
Oh yeah, there's weird shit. You can actually there's like full nude stuff if it's like labeled as art. Right, there's like weird terminology, but it's to basically stop people going on. Same with like Twitch and everything, to stop people from just getting their tits out. Though there's people that have done that. Like there's plenty of girls that have been on it. They've got fucking insane amounts of tips and just literally got it out. But we haven't had to resort to that yet. But no one would want to see that.
I don't think it'd make much money getting my tits out.
It's turned into quite a nice night. Considering that earlier on, it's the only problem is now there's like, well, we've got a pretty clear view of the moon, which is cool, but it's kind of the cloud's quite dramatic. But we've got a good overhead of quite a lot of stars now.
I just remembered I've got that old Google Sky Map app on my phone still.
All right.
So we should be able to find Jupiter or whatever.
Well, there's the iPad app and stuff you can use now, or any tablet or any device that you can actually hold up to the sky.
Yeah, well, that's
the same kind of idea, and you can
I think it's actually been superseded. I think Google Sky Map is no longer like kept updated, but for some reason I've still got it on my phone. I know there's more up to date, better apps, but for what we're doing, I don't think I need to install anything new or different. How's the chat going?
So it's going fine. This is the problem with this torch, is like completely metal, and the temperature has dropped, and I can now start to a little bit. At New Year, I was down in Dumfries. We managed to rent this place with a hot tub, which was pretty cool. Like a proper heavy duty one, which if anyone's ever thinking about getting a hot tub, I can give it a hearty endorsement, even in Scotland. And that was so rural that the stargazing there was just absolutely unreal.
Well, there's the Scottish Dark Sky Park down there, isn't there? In Galloway. That's like one of the darkest skies in Europe.
like a wee stream down there. And that was the end of him. No.
Oh, yeah. We've never seen a stream before.
Stream on stream. That's meta.
Yeah, it's spooky old ghastly stream.
All X-Files episodes free to stream on Amazon Prime. Alright,
Yeah,
you know what? I've only ever seen the first series of X-Files.
Really?
Yep.
Second,
I'm a big Gillian Anderson fan.
Second and third series X-Files are probably the best. Like quite a long way. It dropped off pretty sharply after I think about season 5.
What are you saying about Glen Tress? I used to go to Glen Tress all the time as a kid, the mountain biking park. It's an amazing place.
What you saying about Glen Tress?
Yeah, no, I've only seen part of the thing. I'm old enough to remember at the time when it was still getting broadcast that people were fucking going off their nut at the time for X-Files. People were loving it.
Huge. I mean, I think I was in the first year of high school when it got big. I think that was like the second season had just come out. The first season had been kind of a bit of a sleeper.
That's when the TV renaissance started happening though in the 90s,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Twin Peaks, X-Files, stuff like that
Yeah.
started to like make people believe that long form
Yeah, definitely.
TV content was actually going to be...
I think X-Files like one of the first, like as we know now. I mean, X-Files has dated a fair bit. One thing that's really dated about it is that each episode is kind of a self-contained story. You did have those like mythology episodes that carried over apparently like a long, but you know, you had these sort of the story of the moon reflecting in that water there. See from over here.
Can you actually see it?
That's pretty.
Oh yeah, no, you can't actually get that on this, unfortunately. Nah. But I'm quite keen to get everything set up so we can get people to look at it.
It was one of the first shows like that. But I think there are certain elements of the X-Files that you wouldn't get today in a TV show. You wouldn't. I don't think you would have the same number of Monster of the Week episodes, which were my favourites actually.
TV
but
has got to a point now
it
though,
would be
where it's
much more-
largely indistinguishable from films. You know, it's
Yeah.
getting massive budgets, they're filming them on the same cameras,
Yeah.
they're putting a lot of effort into the production and everything, because there used to be, and there still is to an extent, phrases like TV lighting and stuff, you know, like the really flat kind of lighting you get in something, say like Friends or daytime TV, but like even like, you know, even like sitcoms and stuff like now, they're actually going out their way to try and film them pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. TV lighting was basically invented for like multi-camera sitcoms, wasn't it? Because they didn't know what angle they were going to be shooting from, so they just lit everything really flat, didn't they? I think we got some cyclists coming down here. I hope it's a cyclist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we've got some unidentified lights in the distance, troops.
Yeah. Should have brought tinfoil hats, but definitely going to get probed then.
It would actually be pretty cool to just ride the bike around here, actually, especially at night.
Yeah. Did you start losing signal when you walked up that path a little bit further?
No, there was just like certain spots where it was struggling a wee bit. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm just trying to think now if actually in the car park we'd be able to do enough.
Well, we could, or we could. It's up to you. I mean, we could just take the. I don't.
The advantage of going all the way out there is that we can like look at the city and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. Aye. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much gear we need to take with us. Because if we can just get away with taking the big camera, a couple of lenses, and the tarp in case it starts raining, I actually don't think it's going to start raining.
No, I think we're okay.
I think we're cool now.
I haven't seen the Dark Crystal yet, but yeah, there's a new one just come out. But it's a prequel to the original tale. But I haven't actually even seen the original Dark Crystal. But I got a lot of love for Jim Henson.
Yeah, definitely.
We got some other streamers.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never seen Dark Crystal, but it's one of these movies that I just kind of, for years and years, I've been going, it's one of those things I'm going to watch. Going to watch that real soon and then never ever get into it.
Massive Jim Henson fan though. Like, pretty much love everything that guy's done.
Especially Sesame Street.
Yeah. Apparently Sesame Street was massively influential in education for like a poor demographic because it was on public access.
Yeah, and it was like, it was like set in like a kind of urban, you know, environment. So I don't know. Yeah, it was like one of the first to sort of have that kind of vibe about it. And it did, I think it wasn't just all kind of white folk either. They kind of brought in all different ethnic groups, all different like sort of socioeconomic backgrounds, and I think that's great.
There's a great outtakes reel from Sesame Street. Oh no, I don't think it was Sesame Street. It was one Jim Henson one anyway, and it's of them trying to roll a drum out of a music shop. And it's like two little kind of like little beavers standing outside of it, and it's like 15 minutes of them trying to roll this miniature drum down the street. It's brilliant.
What camera? What phone have you got?
An LG V30.
Right.
It's a good camera, but it's a good phone, but the front camera and stuff is not great. But the problem is, like, phone cameras have like even like in a year, there's been massive jumps in like low light and all that.
Aye.
Almost back at the car park. So we probably walked like a kilometre out to the...
Yeah, I think it's a mile in total to the viewing point.
Right.
I might need to check a little map if we're going out there.
Don't know if it's worth going that whole distance with the equipment, but...
Yeah, I don't think if we're doing it in the car, then I don't think we can just park. I think we can literally just set up and chuck it in the car again.
Might just be better to just try there and see what we get. And...
Yeah, I don't think it'll affect like the moon stuff or the stars and shit. In fact, what's that?
Yeah, there's still a pretty good look overhead.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright, we'll try it back here. You might need to mind the stream.
Alright, yeah. Why do you set shit up?
Fuck, try not to show their number plate. Whoops. Don't want to dox anybody. And I'll not show yours as well, just the cars. Is that a new car from Italy?
Yeah.
Maybe dog walkers with the other ones. Okay. Let's go. We're up this side, so maybe we'll just set up on the inside of the car.
Aye.
Guys, first UFO. It sounds like a plane. It's in a plane flight path, but you know, guys, that's what they want us to think. So I'm going to try and set up the everything just now to try and get us the heavy duty stuff set up. Oh, there's a guy rope and shit. You want to grab that?
Yeah.
Do you mind minding the stream?
Sure. Do you want to take this?
Cool. You can actually like turn it on yourself if you want, but it's currently filming away. But it's up to you.
Where you turn it on yourself?
There's a little
torch off me as well. I just need one. Like a 3 minute. Cheers.
Oh.
And
So there's like a camera icon. See you like there, just above the mic.
all right. Okay.
So hit that, and yeah, now you're on yourself. The mic's currently facing away, so you might want to turn that on yourself. 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna have to manhandle you. Come on. There you go. So you can just walk around and.
That's fucking terrifying. This torch is actually a little bit too bright. Have you got something dimmer than that so I can light myself and also... Cheers, man.
Battery. Okay, so
that's
here,
also intense.
This torch is the least intense.
Is it? Okay, cool.
Is the boot open?
Still pretty intense. It should all be open, yeah. Should just be able to... Yeah, there you are. Do you know what? I'm just going to point this forward because there's no way to light me that's not going to be absolutely terrifying. And there's the moon in the distance. Okay, so while Callum sets up, have you guys, anyone in the chat, ever experienced anything unexplained in the skies? Have you ever heard any rumours? Have you ever seen anything that you couldn't easily explain? Please post it in the chat and we'll discuss it. There was something I was going to talk about there that we were talking about earlier, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was now, so I'm just going to leave it on dead air because I have no fucking memory.
I feel good leaving it with you, just leaving it to rot. Yeah, I'll just, you guys could just provide the entertainment, that'd be great. How do you fucking turn this shit on again? Oh, it's on top of this.
What is it you do? I'll just shoot you while you do this. No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, I don't really have any problems with night vision out here. What you can't see, guys, is it's actually incredibly bright tonight. I know that sounds ridiculous. All you can see is like a little point of light in the distance. The moon is incredibly bright. The sky is, although the clouds have cleared away, the sky's got a kind of bright glowing haze. And to the north of us here, Glasgow's got a big kind of orangey, greeny glow to it. So it's surprisingly bright. We're not getting lost. We're not, stumbling over anything. Once your eyes adapt to it. And also what you have to realize is we're looking on the screen here at the stream. So the stream is showing pretty dark and we're not looking at anything too bright that's going to affect our night vision. But it's unbelievably bright. And hopefully once we get the other camera set up, you'll be able to see that. What lenses did you bring, Callum?
I brought a lot of different stuff.
That 250 is on the back seat if you want it.
Might start with that, but...
Yeah, so Unit 731 was, I think there was an X-Files episode about that, wasn't there? And was that not where they did a whole bunch of, there was a whole bunch of experiments that they did to the Chinese, and it was, and the, what was it again? They were like, yeah, I do remember this. There was a movie about it called Men Behind the Sun, and it was really, really disturbing. They were basically like freezing people alive, and they were using it to test weapons or something, were they not? I can't remember all the details. Yeah, it's not pleasant. I can't remember how that tied in again to the X-Files, but basically, yeah, they used it to try and use. It was kind of the equivalent to some of the nasty things the Germans did during the Second World War. Some of the the experiments and stuff. It's not pleasant, but yeah, it's pretty dark shit. Begotten. Yeah, that one. That's the one. Is that not?
Back door's locked.
It shouldn't be. Maybe it's just all gone to sleep. Hold on. There you go. Begotten's the one about like mythology of the creation of the universe and blah blah blah. Yeah, I have seen that. It's just really surreal and bloody. I didn't think it was really disturbing. It was so kind of it was so like stark and surreal. I didn't really think it wasn't like, okay, bad example because it's not really very gruesome, but it wasn't like something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre where like it's in color and you're in there and it's like brutal and violent and scary. Like Begotten is so kind of artsy and abstracted that you don't really feel like you're being horrified, and I don't mean that to take away from it. I don't really think it's necessarily meant to be a horror movie as such, even though it's really nasty. It was pretty drawn out. It was pretty long and drawn out, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was an interesting watch. It's not something to watch with your mum and dad, probably. It's a little bit of sexual content in there, but yeah, it was a good movie.
Your relationship with your parents.
Yeah.
Hopefully, had like a nice, healthy family dynamic rather than
Same
sexual relationship with your
Same movie, different title. They changed it because it was banned in several countries. What was for Begotten? Was there another title for Begotten? I don't know what that refers to. So Callum here is setting up what's that, C300, C100? With just with like a cheapy 55 to 250 lens on it, but that should be enough for us to get a good look at the moon. I think there's a dot in the distance over there that I think might be Jupiter, so you can actually see Jupiter's moons with the 250mm lens, so maybe get a look at that as well. And I don't know if Orion's up, but there's Orion's Nebula as well, which is quite easy to see. That the 55 to 250 lens on this thing is about as powerful as like a good pair of binoculars, so anything that we see through this should be more or less what you could see with a pair of binoculars. So yeah, I really liked Hereditary. Oh, is Philosophy and the Knife the same movie as Men Behind the Sun? Right. I think Philosophy of a Knife is a new version of it. The version of Men Behind the Sun I was talking about was, I think it came out in like the 1980s. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Philosophy of a Knife not a relatively new version of it? But I think it's kind of a remake, yeah, or more or less. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Jupiter is like insanely far away, but I don't actually know if that is Jupiter in the distance. But when I checked it earlier today, it said Jupiter should be roughly in that direction. And a good rule of thumb is if you look in the sky and you see a bright star that's not twinkling, it usually means it's a planet. If it doesn't twinkle, but it's not always something you can completely rely upon.
So twinkle, twinkle, little star is the ultimate light.
Yeah, it's steady glow, big planet. Yeah, look, it's kind of, I don't know if you can make anything out. I think you can just see the light of the visitor centre, but there's over there above the turbines, there's a little kind of yellowish kind of star, and I think maybe we'll see something through this. It's kind of quite close to the horizon, which usually means that you're seeing it looking through a lot of haze, but let's see what we can see. I think we'll look at the moon first of all, because that'll at least we're guaranteed to see something there. And obviously if we see anything unexplained in the sky, we'll be sure to turn the camera on that. I think, Callum, you brought a wide angle lens as well, didn't you, just for general what's that, 2.8 or there's a surprising number of other people up here. There's quite a few other cars parked up here. We passed a couple of people on the path there, and when we came in, there was some people, some cyclists coming off the trail. So yeah, I actually thought this place would be completely deserted at night, but I guess a lot of people have the same idea we do. Been up here once before during a meteor shower, and that was pretty spectacular. Yeah, the last act of Hereditary was really, really odd. I still enjoyed it all the way through. I think I felt it was better when you had no idea whatsoever what was happening. I mean, it was pretty surreal the whole way through, but the last act kind of explained a lot, and then it just got really odd, like the kind of people floating around chopping their heads off and stuff like that. But I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole movie. I like those kind of weird, eerie things. I really want to see the new one. What's it called? Midsummer. I've not seen it yet, but I really like stuff like The Wicker Man. So I've got a feeling I'm going to really, really enjoy it. Luna, yeah. I kind of, part of me wants to see Philosophy of a Knife, and part of me like wonders if I'm emotionally up to it. I should watch it. I'm interested in that kind of side of history, and it's not something that should be forgotten about. But then on the other hand, you think, are these movies just are they documenting it, or are they capitalizing on it? You know, it's a tough one.
Where's your chair?
Oh, thanks.
Where's your chair?
Where's my chair? It should be in there in a bag. Don't worry, I can stand for now. I'll need to stand to man the lens and stuff anyway, so it's down the bottom there. Just leave it there just now. I don't need it right now. I know where it is anyway if I need it. I wasn't crazy about it when I first saw it, and then my partner Gemma wanted to see it. So I watched it again, and I enjoyed it a lot more the second time round. I think maybe sometimes just watching a film with someone else and laughing about it or commenting on it and having somebody there with you can make a film a lot more enjoyable. I definitely felt it was a film that benefited from watching it with someone else rather than sitting there picking it apart myself. I think maybe also I went into it a little bit less critically the second time and could just enjoy it for what it was. I think maybe my expectations were a bit too high, and I also missed Tim Curry, obviously. It Chapter 2 I've not seen yet, and I'll probably wait until it comes to streaming or DVD or whatever. I probably will watch it. Felt Farngoth filmed a lunar eclipse a while back, and when he watched it, he captured an airliner cross in front of the moon. It looked very cool. I should post it to Discord sometime. Yeah, you should. Do you know what? Actually, that's the sort of shit Reddit would lap up if you're interested in earning a little bit of Reddit karma. I think. Yeah. So the light at the bottom of the screen, if you can't make out, is Callum fucking with the tablet, setting up the camera to stream, and the light at the top is the moon peak. Pardon me, it's the moon peeking out from behind a cloud. Simple Minded UK is going to wait until it is on the radio. Yeah, Stephen, that was my experience as well. I was completely new. I just thought it was so cliche the first time I watched it. But then I will rewatch it. I will rewatch it as a cheesy horror film, and I just enjoyed it a lot better. And again, I'm still not sure about part 2, because I think one of the things that was strong about part 1 was the chemistry between the kids, and they're just going to move to a bunch of really dull adults. Have you seen it? That's Callum's review, guys. Are you able to punch in on the... Soul, I'm not familiar with that one. Luna, what's that one about?
Testing.
I can hear some kind of engine revving in the distance there, and I'm hoping that's from the motorway and not a starship of some kind.
Right, I think we can actually go live from this now.
Okay, let's do it.
Speak to them for a minute, 'cause I'm just gonna
All right.
part of the puzzle.
Yeah, I can't get my head around how bright it is out here tonight, and I know that probably seems ridiculous to you guys because it looks pitch black here, but I don't think Mike was feeling too well tonight, so that'll be why he's probably disappeared. Oh shit, you got the battery there, yeah? Where's the fucking hose? Fuck it, there.
Hold on to it for a minute.
And the battery.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, Mike was originally going to be with us out here tonight, but I don't think he was feeling too hot, so he's giving it a miss. Which I can't blame him because it is pretty damn cold out here. I think if you're feeling less than 100%, I don't think it would be too great.
Okay, just gonna say that we're gonna just transition.
Okay, we're going to transition to the quote-unquote telescope cam. It's not a very long lens, but we should get a little bit of a better view of the sky through this. So here we go.
Okay, back in 2 seconds, guys. Stay on the stream. We'll be back on in like 5 minutes, if that. Hello, can you guys hear me? Oh, the rain's going off. It's better off holding the thing actually over that than the camera.
We streaming?
We should be.
Okay, we had a minor rainstorm there, guys. Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, just literally fucking heavens opened up. How was it, people? We can hear you perfect. Wait, chat. Oh, hold on, guys. Cool. All right. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to try and see what we can spot. The problem is, it's in our classic fashion, it's gone from being absolutely clear to completely and utterly fucking...
Luckily the clouds that came over have kind of melted a little bit. They were on the verge of covering the moon there for a second.
We had a little moonbow as well.
This is amazing. I don't know if you guys know what a moonbow is, but it's basically the same thing as a rainbow, where you get a bright light source shining through rain. Except the moonbow is like solid light.
Seat and I'll fuck about the camera.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. Well, the mic's there, so I'm just going to need to talk to them. You can read the chat. Right. What we got? So, I know, we've just gone from having like a perfectly clear sky that we set everything up into now we've got the moon and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I think you can kind of still see Jupiter. Oh no, that's now covered as well. Shit. Well, are you able to punch in on that?
No.
Are you moving the camera at all?
I did just move it there. Now we
You can actually. No, I was going to say.
See, you can get the cloud now, but you can't get the detail of it if you have the cloud.
See if you dip it right down.
But we can get a lot of detail on it.
Yeah, if you dip it down, you'll see all the lunar mare and all that kind of stuff. That's the seas. Are you able to punch in? That's all, no?
No.
Yeah. There you go. You've all seen that before, right? We're about to get some clouds going across the front of it just now. But
That actually makes it does make it any better. There's one thing we could try, which would be to do this.
I'll let you in here now. There's a like a plane or something about to fly across the front of the moon, just above it.
Oh yeah?
Directly above it.
Yeah, I'm trying to go
Yeah,
now.
no, it's alright. I'm not gonna. I don't know if that'll catch it or not. It might pass on top of the frame.
You're not going to see it.
What you can see is that the moon is actually moving across the sky.
People can't see anything just now. Sorry about this, guys. Definitely bigger than it was. I can punch in a wee bit more as well if we want. Let's see what people are saying. Sorry about this. This ended up being a total ghetto effort, guys. Yeah, I mean tomorrow is literally like the full moon, so it might. Yeah, you're right. It might not be perfect. It might be too intense. I think that does. It definitely affects sky watching, I'm sure. There you go. That's kind of holding up the main frame. Pop the webcam on. People might occasionally be, oh, all you're seeing is a tarpaulin right now, which is not great.
You can actually see the moon moving across the sky there as well.
Yeah. Focus, let me just check. Maybe a limitation of this lens more than anything.
Yeah, you want to be you want to be just shy of. Also, you want to be just shy of infinity focus. It's kind of falling.
This is like I'm just using a standard lens on this just now, so this isn't a telescope or anything like this. This is just me basically using a standard lens on my camera.
So yeah, so 55 to 250. It's nothing special. It's just like it's like literally a cheap lens.
Yeah, I've got a proper like professional telephoto lens, but I don't. It's slight. It's not quite as much. It's not got quite as much zoom as this, so I'm just using this to get a little bit more.
Elvis and JFK are chilling up there right now.
This is just 250 mil. Ah, right. Okay, but we can brighten that up. compromise between the.
If you look really close, you can see the footprints.
Something I've never tried myself, but they do obviously say that you can beam signals up to the moon, and the mirrors will reflect it.
It's only a 55 to 250, so you're at 250 millimeters there. Reduce.
But you can get like extenders and stuff like that, which I would potentially look into if we could do something like this more seriously. But you do have big limitations in Scotland, unfortunately.
I'm gonna check and see if there's any other objects in the sky right now. I know we're getting a lot of clouds right now, but it might just randomly clear up. Give me just a second.
Sorry about the movement, guys. How far is the moon from Earth? I don't actually know the figure.
I don't know off the top of my head, no. You can Google it.
Yeah, Google is your friend on that one.
I think is the answer to that question.
I know we're stopping up.
It is pretty amazing what you can get out of like the 55 to 250 lens.
Basically.
That 55 to 250, I picked that up for like, I mean, what's a decent telescope nowadays? It's like 400 or 500 quid.
It depends. I mean, it's probably one of those ones where you would buy it second hand, because it's probably something like everybody buys and then it ends up they never ever use it.
Like that 55 250, I think it cost me 90 quid, and yeah, it's not as powerful. It's about as powerful as like a really good pair of binoculars, maybe. But it's actually really useful as like a kind of mini telescope, because what you don't get with a pair of binoculars is image stabilization.
Yeah.
That it does have, so you can literally handhold it and do this kind of thing with it, which is pretty cool. Seven light minutes, not. Where's 7 light minutes? Not.
That's way too far away.
Yeah, no.
2,000.
I think it's not something.
238,900 miles. It's unbelievable how much the clouds are just completely not like taking everything over. We'd gone from like having like a perfectly clear sky
It's
when
going
we.
to come out again. It's going to come out again in a couple of minutes.
It's more just the fact that the clouds ended, the skies just ended up being totally. Sorry, that's the sun. Yeah, a little bit different.
We could take another walk again, I guess.
Nah, I've gone to the trouble of setting all this up. I'm not going anywhere just now. Let's see. Alien interference. Christ, it feels like there's been alien interference. The amount of fucking gaffs we've ended up running into. I think the rain's gone off, so I can probably pull this up a bit. Hold on.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you know, needs must. Can stand on. It's either up my nose or crotch or whatever we end up getting. Someone's got to be something trying to fuck me up. Sorry this has ended up so fucking scuffed. Did actually put some preparation into this, so it's a little bit sad that it's fucking going so much to pot. I think we are starting to get a little bit of activity again. Hold on.
It might have moved outside our view here, so we might need to.
Yeah, we'll move it across.
It's like another one of these kind of weird UFO mysteries
remember the big green lights happened on Mars, and that's how War of the Worlds kicked off.
That's true.
No, that's a documentary.
Well, we seem to have lost the moon, even though it's still in the sky. Is that a camera issue?
I think yes, maybe just it's coming back. There's cloud in front of it just now. You can barely see it. Yeah, unfortunately, so much shit's kind of got in the way of doing this, because I was actually going to have like one camera set up at the sky and then one camera set up like looking at the moon and stuff like that, but everything's fucking conspired against me as usual. The moon's starting to come back out.
It's a shame, because when we set this up, we could actually see. I think we could see Jupiter. We could see a few other stars.
Yeah, I mean, when we started walking back, there was so much you could see in terms of, you could, like there was tons of stars in the sky, but a whole lot of clouds just come out from nowhere again. We've been fucking. It seems that like it's annoying because like the first stream went so well, and I must have used like all my luck. I mean, the thing is, I don't think I've been cursed by the fairies or anything, because I definitely gave them 30p. Maybe that wasn't enough. Maybe I didn't give them enough money.
I think part of it is we've been quite ambitious with the last couple, including this one. They get quite technically complex.
Oh, white not? Alright, you mean like interference from the phone? Right, okay, sorry about that.
Sorry about that, guys. I'll take the chuck off the guitar.
Take the phone out of the phone out of the range. Put it there. Cool, and I'll just bring the chat up separately. Here we are. Okay. The moon's back out, so brightness is. Yeah, I might get an extender or something for my my decent lens and try and set myself something a lot more zoomed in.
Pull it down too much because it's a bit back.
Everything hates me. I don't think I'll be behind that for long though. It's worse now. The noise, I don't know what it is. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll move the mic away from this. Pop it over here. Put it up over here. It's just kind of staying in right in my eye, so it's kind of. That's alright. There's enough going on there. Better? Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. Fuck. It's just.
What a night.
I know, it's just started to now just get like incredibly dense. The sky. Really sorry about this, guys. Hopefully, you guys have still had a wee bit of entertainment, but it's kind of everything's fighting against us. I don't know if it's actually worth going around and trying to show off the turbines at least, but
yeah, we'll put the wide angle lens on, and I guess you can get a shot of the sky, because the sky's still quite dramatic.
Yeah. We'd have to put this in the backpack to get it to go, but
are you talking about walking around?
Yeah.
Literally just switch away. Do you want it now?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm temporarily going to go for this.
Only temporarily. It's alright. He's not going to miss it. Yeah, it's been pretty brutal tonight, guys. Sorry about this. Do you know, when we set off, it was incredibly clear. When we left, that's a really loud piss. It was really clear. It was the stars were outshining. It's just unfortunate. It's just I guess you just can't account for what the weather's going to be like in Scotland. What's the chat saying? Ah shit! I've actually just closed it, so I've no idea what anyone's saying in the chat. I'll get the calendar, bring it back up when it returns.
Oh fuck, that's the rain. God. Everything's just okay, no complaints here. We were never going to see flying saucers. Not with that attitude, you wouldn't. Okay, what we need to do is we need to run. Okay, I'm going to try and be bold here, guys. Ah, there's too much fucking rain on the screen. 2 seconds, guys. What the fuck is happening? Is that like some kind of... I don't know what the fuck's happened. 2 seconds. Ooh. Right, okay. What the fuck? It was doing that. I don't know. Okay, so I'll turn that off. Hold on, guys.
I'm going to try and take it more back.
Rain in this power supply. Talk to people temporarily.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. But
Or just say, well, I'm going to 2 seconds. I'll just be 2 seconds, guys.
alright, sorry. I think it might come back out again. Think that's gonna work?
Yep. The fucking
Touchscreen might go haywire.
Nah, it won't, because it's not touch sensitive. The doesn't activate the touchscreen. I've already tested it. The only way it can happen is if it's wet. What the fuck's that? That's the mouse. Sorry about the noise there, guys.
Do you want light?
Let's go.
What's the speed of that lens?
2.8.
Oh, that's right.
Well, you need to take some torches and shit with you though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you carry like that, so the biggest problem is going to be sound. I don't know how that's going to work. All the rest is back in the car. I could do some light work. I can't see what the fuck's going on at all. Where the fuck is the mic on? Sorry about this, guys. Right. That's the rest of it needs to go.
Wait.
Grab your phone. Right, where's my phone?
Got it here.
Right, well,
Just getting off the ground.
thanks. Right, let me take a cup. Don't even know if this screen's still running. Alright, okay, it does seem to still run. Sorry about this, guys. It'll just be like 2 seconds getting this fixed. Yeah, you will need to. I should have muted the mic before I start talking about this. Hold that for a second.
Yep.
I don't know how I'm going to handle that unless I just mount this. I don't know if I can, but... yeah, maybe about that. Okay. Okay, I need to read the chat in a second and see what people are saying.
Go.
Oh, what? Right, okay. Okay, things should be good now. Is there any way you can hold the phone and read the chat while providing light? I could take a torch probably, but
There you go.
cool. Thanks. Okay, guys. Hopefully you should see some activity on that soon. People talking. See if you hit.
You see the. Alright.
Are people talking again?
Ghastly Trails says hello.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's Mike.
Yeah, Ghastly Trails has just spoken. Right, okay, you guys can hear. It was me that said it, just so that people could get an idea of what we were actually still conscious. Alright, this is gonna turn everything up to max. Alright.
There we go, cool.
Yeah, you should be able to see a hell of a lot better than you did the first time. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. I apologise for that. You guys can let me know. Something that we can change in the future.
Oh, screenshot.
At least if we can get up to one of the turbines, people can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Must be pretty far back because
Yeah.
you should be able to see.
Oh, that's maybe just before you put the. Yeah, that's what. Oh, yeah, we go. Yeah, look. Sound fine.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. And the screen
That's
brightness.
definitely where we're walking.
Yeah, well, the screen brightness is pretty low on the phone, so that might be part of the
These
cause.
are the right conditions for UFO abduction. My anus is well prepared, don't worry.
Okay, so which way do we go?
Straight on.
Straight on. You guys should be able to get a much better view of the turbines now.
Can you see them on your screen yet?
Yeah. I think it's just because you can turn up the screen brightness if you want, just slide down from the top and in.
Yeah, there's a hint of something. Oh yeah, I can kind of see. is the largest wind farm in Europe or in Britain, I think, at least in Britain. So there's this big barren open environment with these huge big turbines just dotted across it. It's like something out of fucking David Lynch.
Not too far now from the first turbine. We'll be able to get a proper look at it compared to earlier on.
We'll turn this down so that we can't actually hear.
Volume rockers at the side.
See over here? It's kind of surreal energy. Yeah, you're still there. There you go.
Is that all people can see?
Yeah.
So this a little brighter now. Oh, it's because it's zoomed in. Oh fuck! Sorry about this, guys. Oh. Fuck.
Was that on the? Oh,
yeah,
right,
I don't.
right.
Hang on. Fuck! The whole time I'm walking. Oh god! Just another fucking gap. It changed. You should see.
It looks a little bit wider. Put my foot in. Yeah, that's definitely
substantially wider than it was.
Substantially wider, yeah. I'm going to pick this up for you before you pull the gears out. Oh. There you go.
Right, now you guys should actually be able to see what the fuck we're talking about.
Alright, yeah, it's looking better.
Okay,
there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that. I can't believe we've fucking been walking this whole time.
Why didn't you say? Mind you, to be fair, we've not exactly been giving them a visual feast up till now, have we? So.
Nope, particularly. I don't know how they would have known we were zoomed in, to be fair. So
yeah, I know, I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. It's more of our professional streamer shenanigans.
Yeah, it's just a kind of strange alien landscape, and I always felt if I was going to get abducted, it would be up here. But then maybe we're safer here. Maybe these offer some kind of protection. You know, if you're flying a spaceship in it, it's quite hazardous to land.
That's true.
Here, right?
Assuming they have physical form, of course. You know what I mean?
You see, the conditions are decent tonight. The conditions have been fucking with us all night. It's been raining. It's been clear. It's been cloudy. The moon, as you can see, is in and out behind clouds. We thought we were going to be able to do some planet spotting, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Right, let's get right under this one. Gonna have to rename this the disaster stream. It's less disaster stream than the last time just because it's gone ahead, but
we're actually here, yeah.
I know. Well, at least we're being bold. Right, so we're gonna need to like shine all our torches up at it.
Yeah. Try not drop your phone when I'm doing it.
It's hard to convey to you guys, like, it's probably because this is such a wide...
See if you stand right under it, like right here.
Yeah, probably because it's a wide angle lens, it's harder, but like, it feels like it's coming... be able to hear us. You could walk over there and check it that way, but
yeah,
it's turn it up. But yeah, I know. Fuck, hang on. Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, do you want to try firing some light up on this? And now the rain's just come on. Is it just fucking... It's just spinning really slowly, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't really hear it.
So we finally come back out here and it's just fucking spinning slowly.
Well, this one was always spinning slowly. It was the other one that was going super fast. The one around here.
I don't know if this rain's going to start to get really heavy and we're going to get caught out here.
What do you think? I think it'll pass. It'll pass. It won't be on for too long. But how prone is your camera to getting destroyed?
Well, it's got vents and then I've got a tablet in my bag that's exposed to the weather.
Okay. Well, let's head back then.
Oh, that's literally just stopped.
Yeah. Huh.
Certainly, it's a very eerie sound. I don't think you guys can hear it, but the...
Sound out.
Okay, it's back. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's kind of rain off. So
Yeah.
keep heading.
Could try and go a bit further out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone says pop up to the door, would you? What, on the,
Oh, of this?
on this?
Yeah, can do. Do you want to walk up onto it just to
Or you
show?
inside?
No,
Are you
just show,
inside?
just show a sense of scale. Do you want to?
See the sign on it.
Do you want to climb up? All right.
I don't. Oh, he's gonna make a fucking phone call to that number.
All right.
Fucking get us kicked out.
Is there a number?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, let's get you. That's us getting swatted.
I know. I doubt it, but who is it? Simple-minded is probably not going to swat us. Yeah, there's contact details and stuff on that I suppose is public information, but still. We're not exactly doing anything wrong. We could have filmed the door, but
we're in public land, so.
one's a big fearty.
You can see the sky glow from Glasgow a little bit there. Phil Farngoth says your camera's fantastic.
Yeah, this is a big improvement. It's up, the sensitivity's up super high right now, but like using this is a massive step up from using the fucking stupid phone.
Just check you're not phone at your bag.
No, thanks dude. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to, I've got some ideas for more compact ways of just like running around just using better cameras. So the whole idea would be to like stream stuff like this. I should be able to get better audio and stuff as well, and more compact camera setups, but hopefully I'll be able to do this because the phone is extremely limited.
Gauging by what I can see on the stream here, it looks like it might be starting to rain, although I've not actually felt it.
When I looked up earlier on, it was raining, but
It seems to be staying off. I'm light in the sky over there, so it should be passing over us now.
it's a shame we just can't see the stars that we were seeing earlier on when we made
Best way
it.
to pick them out too.
I know. Was it?
Original Steven says this is giving me Slender vibes, and Simple Minded 1 UK says I've got fat vibes. It's just like
It's interesting that someone was actually in the visitor centre up until about now. I'm not sure what time it is. What time is it?
probably just staff. So that's now coming up for 10 o'clock.
Right. Quite late to be kicking about, but
Probably.
they do events here, like skywatching events and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, I would imagine that's probably someone just coming off shift. I think there probably are security guards in there.
Bet they don't get many live streamers. Scotland doesn't have much of a live stream subculture yet. Like, there's people that do a lot of like indoor streams. Like Lemmy, for example, who's probably one of the biggest acting Scottish comedians at the moment. has done some IRL out and about streams, but there's not really many people actually out and about doing stuff in Scotland, mainly because the geography really gets in the way of getting like mobile internet reception and stuff like that. So the infrastructure is not great to allow you to do it, which is something that obviously got in the way of us when we were trying to film in Loch Lomond.
Antique Macabre says sounds like a visitor centre would be the perfect place to find an alien. Never thought of that.
That's true. Some of the visitors from the surrounding areas here would definitely be less preferable to an alien.
Yeah.
We're starting to head out. Well, we're surrounded by some of the fucking scum pits of Scotland. Controversial.
I don't think it's that bad round here, is it?
Getting out that way, closer you get to Kilmarnock.
Hey, I'm an Ayrshire boy. Case in point.
I know. So, did you want me to say something there? I'm not going to apologise. There's a big fuck off drip that just landed on my head.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get much stronger, man. I think we're okay. Looking behind us, quite a bit of light in the sky, so I think we're getting the tail end of that thing that went over us.
The moon's completely fucked off.
Well, it's just that top out again. Yeah,
someone's going to smack right into the back of us.
Biker gang up here or something.
On a scale of 1 to shit, how bad is the audio quality? Because I've just like attached the mic onto the side of the camera, so...
Yeah, you're probably getting all kinds of wind as well.
Possibly.
I think those lights down there are Kilmarnock. No, these ones over here.
Can't really see it for
Over
hedge.
There. Yeah, probably not.
See it a wee bit, but... Oh, moon is returning. Slowly.
Oh yeah, there's some huts up here.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Is the stream holding up in terms of...
yeah, it's looking alright. No wind, it's great. It says PCAMP.
Okay. PKMP.
PKMP.
That's interesting. So we've got these kind of weird extraterrestrial formations here, or what we call benches.
Yeah.
Otherwise sometimes known as picnic benches. I'll just let you guys have a good look at that. There's some interesting growth on the top of it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely Martian wood.
But look at that, like, I mean, the juxtaposition of the benches, the little outhouses, the turbines, I mean, you don't get much better than that. This is what you guys have all tuned in for. It's all paying off. Some benches.
Did I just see something move over here?
I hope so.
Yeah.
There we go, look at that. What more can you ask for, guys?
I'm waiting for one of those hitchhikers to appear that when you look back they're gone. Take us into the outhouses, says Antique Macabre.
Alright.
Simple Minded One says the only wind you can hear is his own.
There you go. Mars, you want to walk to the end to give people a sense of scale?
Yeah. I think that's an indication the stream is here exactly this high.
Oh. Why was that suddenly peaking? It's a shame actually that the moon isn't just...
says that bench looks suitably creepy. So that's good. This actually would be a really good spot.
Oh fuck, that's absolutely covered in graffiti.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just...
It's just people's names on it, it's not like incantations or anything.
Or is it?
Zorgo from Uranus, alien graffiti.
It's a lot cooler now that that's... What could this mean, guys? What could this mean? BP, LK, and a heart. Is it like a heart's been taken here? Could
I think it is probably.
Guys, this is...
Cattle mutilation.
Guys, thumbs up this video if that's the scariest thing you've seen in the last 20 seconds. Oh! What do you call it? Turbines going mad over there. What's that up top? Nice wee forestry sign.
Did we call these outhouses? These are not outhouses.
No, I'm not entirely sure. I think they're just like shelters for...
An outhouse.
Oh, look guys, that plane definitely looks like a UFO on stream.
Or you mean that UFO?
See it?
Technically it's unidentified until...
Exactly. Finally something that looks a bit like a UFO. We've not been betrayed by the phone.
Can't really see it on screen.
I'll point the torch in the direction.
So Farngoff said that was weird. The two flashlights created a light effect that looked like someone was ducking around the corner.
Look at me, I'm J.J. Abrams. Oh, I know. Alright, so is this the viewing point?
No, this
right.
is not. And in fact, I think we might have come slightly the wrong way. So I think we need to go back down to the crossing there.
Alright.
And then follow the main road down to the viewing point.
Let's do it.
Or, actually, there's a little cut off here that says bikes only this way. We could follow that. I think that
But we're not a mountain bike.
no, but I don't think back here, so yeah, we don't want to follow that.
Okay.
Right,
We don't want to put too much light on it if you actually shine the light.
so yeah, that's just cycle paths. It's not actually showing where the viewing point is. Oh wait,
See that map? Right, see if you shine your torch away from it. People can actually see the...
what the hell's a berm?
A berm is like a steep bank.
Okay. What's a germ?
Like some fucking horrible thing that makes you up.
Oh look, there's a pump track. That must be where the aliens land.
No, a pump's like a super fast track that you go around and do lots of wee jumps.
Suddenly Callum's dead serious and isn't for joking around.
I used to spend
When it
most of
comes
my
to
young
bike-
life
when it
mountain
comes to
biking.
There's a car pulling in.
Right, yo.
Let's head on.
Alright. And stand still for a second. Just need to refocus. Alright. After you. Yep. I don't know, my tablet's caught fire in my bag yet, but...
No, I've not seen any smoke coming in. Just check. You're alright, you're not trailing anything major, no, you're okay. It's just a bit of a mess.
Major.
No. Simple Minded says when turbines fly, they burst into flames. It'd be very fortunate if you could capture something like that.
Yeah, we see what we can do, mate. Bit of reverse eco-terrorism. Is that just a normal terror? What would you say a terrorist that was against eco-terrorists would be called?
That's an impression.
Probably just regular terrorists, because blowing up things is bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Unless they blow up something, they put trees on top of it. You know, as they say, one man's freedom fighter. Oh shit, that looked like a giant moon there for a second.
Yeah.
Alright.
Not seen anything squirtable yet, but there's always things.
It's a shame that everything's kind of it's amazing how much this is clouded over, because when we started heading out originally, it started clouding over and we were kind of like, oh fuck, I think we might be in trouble. And then later on, when we went out for our first walk, it really cleared up, and then we went back, set everything up, clouded over again. It's been cloudy ever since. So someone definitely is, I don't really believe in higher powers, but someone's definitely out to get us tonight.
Jackie Boy says, do we have any Halloween plans? I don't actually know, do we have any Halloween plans?
For Ghastly Trails?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. I was potentially going to do a stream on the evening of the 31st just because it was Brexit.
Yeah, oh well, yeah.
Something to just cheer people up. If people have got any requests for something they'd like to see me do, a survival stream or something, I've got to go into work the next day, so as soon as I can get back to work and get back to my flat and get maybe like an hour's sleep, I can do it. So if you guys have got any requests,
you know, it's a funny thing. I've never really done much for Halloween. Halloween's never really, you would think, us being involved in Ghastly Trails. I think we've done the occasional stream at or around Halloween.
Yeah, I tend to go out.
Go to parties or at Halloween. Or
Mike's big on Halloween. Mike has always has something at his house for for trick or treaters, and like I think it was a very big part of his childhood growing up.
Did a lot of trick or treaters come round to his place?
I don't know about his new place, but the old place that he lived, he definitely did. But
where I am in the city, but you just don't get trick or treaters.
You don't get trick or treaters in my building either. But as a kid, there was never that many, because when I grew up, I lived in like a kind of like big house in the hill type thing. So no one would ever come up to that end of town to go up in it to check. So we never really got any like trick or treaters coming by.
So you lived in the haunted house?
Yeah, so I would kind of like descend down into the village, hit everywhere else, get a big haul and go back, and then we never ever had to have anyone come up.
I used to do it as a kid. I used to go orgasing, as we called it in Scotland.
Correct.
But yeah, I would be, you know, if a kid came and knocked on my door, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you want? I wouldn't instantly think they're here for Halloween. And I probably wouldn't have any sweets in there.
Maybe it's these kind of attitudes that have resulted in us streams going to tits up. What about people in the chat? What's everyone else's Halloween plans?
We're just getting Halloween plans question. Simple Minded One asked if you want to hollow out Boris Johnson and make a canoe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Certainly he's...
Jack used to suggest streaming a video game for Halloween. It's not a bad idea, I guess. It's
maybe.
Exactly.
I'm not a huge fan of like the game streaming stuff, but potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll think of something. I mean, I was planning on doing a whole bunch of narrations for the month, but I don't know if I'm going to get time to do it. Maybe more. I've done a couple already, and maybe get another one before Halloween. But
you get an idea of the size of these puppies? Massive.
He's talking about the carbine casing.
Or was I?
Antique Macabre took their younger siblings trick-or-treating at a haunted house one year. A legit haunted house. A midget opened the door and we all ran. I shouldn't have said the word midget on the stream, but
I don't know if that's politically correct or not, but what age were you? If this was like, you know, like last October, then you need to really kind of have a good look at yourself, but did we not have someone that used to comment in the chat saying they either used to run a haunted house or they worked in one? I can't quite remember.
As a ghost? Oh, you mean like a...
Yeah, like temporarily detach their spirit from their body. Yeah.
That would be a really handy thing to do as a horror channel, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Shoot a lot of cool movies.
I imagine it'd be quite a stressful endeavour, and you'd kind of like, you'd be really fucked off every time. They'd be like, oh, go on, going to just turn into a ghost. Oh, guys, it's a lot of effort, honestly. It's quite upsetting for me to actually detach myself from it. But oh, go on, like it's like popping your arm out your socket or something. It's like, oh, go on, do it. Wait to see this, guys. It's really freaky. Oh, he's doing it, and your body just collapses into a jellied heap, and then you just float up with no legs. I hope you guys are happy.
So there you go. Cal's just spoiled the script for our next short horror.
Yeah.
Simple Minded One UK says you could go to work by astral projection. Well, see, I do that the opposite. I go into work and then sit and zone out while I'm there and astral project myself back home.
Do you go in? Alright, back home. Nice. So there's just a physical husk of...
Yeah.
Do you have like an elaborate set of pulleys or anything to make it look as if you're automated in some way?
Pika MP says there's a film festival, horror movies all night through the morning. Was that on TV or something? I'm not sure where exactly. I mean, right, Blackwood Hill this week.
Looks like a big long path.
The sky's clear now.
Alright.
Hopefully the viewpoint will be worth it.
Hopefully. Gives me an opportunity to check and see if my tablet's melted.
Oh, don't know if we've lost the stream.
Might have.
Or if your phone's just spazzing out.
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, I mean, it could be a connection. There might be no... I don't think there's internet down here. We need to head back up.
Right, okay. The fact that your phone's not even righting itself though.
Yeah, no, but that's not anything to do with the connection. That's just the phone, because it's full screen. You'll need to take it.
But
you need to take it out of full screen to there.
There you go. Okay.
All right, I don't think we can go down there, guys. I think there's like an internet black zone.
No, Meat Juice says we're still there.
I bet it might just disconnected and then reconnected. You can see over to the city from over here, though.
Where's this take? Does this just take us up to this turbine?
Yep. Can't believe we were walking at the start with it zoomed in.
Jackie boy, you're saying about spending the night in the cinema watching horror films. That I have done that a couple of times in Glasgow.
The all-night horror?
Yeah, there used to be a thing called like All Night Horror Madness, it was called.
Yep.
And yeah, everyone's saying the stream was fine. We didn't break out. Yeah, so there's this thing called All Night Horror Madness. I've been once with Gemma and once with...
you may be better walking on this side just because the mic's on that side.
Okay.
We're like walking back through like the empty street after like leaving the cinema at like 5 or 6 in the morning. It was just strange. But I think that was like too much effort and the guy just stopped it, was it not? Like trying to get copyright.
Did just doing them in Edinburgh after a while, maybe?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Fuckers.
They get everything. Yeah, original Stephen says stream's fine. Try again, go down there. I don't know. I mean, it drops into a little kind of valley for a little bit, then it rises up again.
I kind of want to check like the battery pack in a minute, so
okay.
I might put the camera down there for a second. So in the distance you can see Glasgow, Scotland's largest city, and the people's capital.
Yeah, it's just like a little band of light in the distance, but
yeah, I'm not sure the sound's directly translating, but it's pretty cool. I might just check things very quickly if I can put this down on a rock or something.
It's a different code, or it could be a different.
it's interesting to get a lot of wind noise apparently on that Samsung Go mic. I thought that would be.
The wind's not too bad though.
There's a kind of steady breeze. I mean, this is a wind farm.
Yeah. Sorry about that brief interlude there, guys. About half the battery. External battery. I don't know.
I mean, that's like coming up for. That's like £4. So let's get up to this viewing platform, and then back to the car.
Pretty cool views out around here, like all the way out to the. I think this is just too wide a lens to really get an idea of the.
Get a sense how close it is. said a wee while ago. He said can't hear you guys for the wind. So.
Alright, okay, so yeah.
On that, yeah.
So you've toyed with fate there.
Yeah.
We've moved away from the turbine. It may have been the turbine like kicking up a bit.
Yeah, we turned around, so we're maybe picking up a bit more wind now. We're maybe walking into the wind now, so that's probably what it is. These two torchlights look like zany eyeballs or something.
It's interesting how different they are. I think I don't know if it's this one is because you can. All right, you've got actually two, so I can change the shape of this one in terms of intensity.
Simple Minded says it's not a huge fan. I think Trump would disagree. From what I understand.
Well, he's not a huge fan of them anyway.
It's weather control, isn't it? It's to create wind, so
that's it. Though
I'm joking by the way.
I used to live out in the Middle East a bit. I used to live in Dubai and for part. Well, I don't know. I'd partially just because the batteries. Because I'll need to swap out to the other one. I don't really want to do that on the fly. Yeah, they do a lot of like cloud seeding and stuff there to get rain.
Right. Yeah.
But as a result of that and the construction, everything's got like one of the poorest air qualities going. It's terrible.
Yeah, what's that? Basically drop dust into.
Yeah, they like blast powder basically into the air to like generate clouds, and it just all rains down back on top of people. It's kind of the results of trying to live in places where it's really difficult to live.
Yeah, where people wouldn't be living if it wasn't for the resources there.
Yeah.
Turbines have been stuck in the clouds towards us.
I just generally think somebody's out to get us. Somebody hates us.
Yeah, Madam Raven, Donald Trump owns a bunch of two major golf courses in Scotland, but
they're massive losses.
He tried to prevent the Scottish government building a big offshore.
Yeah, one in Shetland.
No, it wasn't Shetland. It was.
Yeah, he did try to stop the Shetland one as well, but he tried to stop the ones out past Aberdeen.
Aberdeen one being the one at
Aberdeen that was going to.
Because he thought it would kill his golf course. People wouldn't want to come to his golf course because they could see turbines in the distance.
He's convinced it'll kill the Scottish tourism trade, but really it hasn't done it. The Dutch have got a much better idea. They've had turbines so much longer than us, and they make a habit of painting them. So there's like huge roads you can drive along in Holland with like painted turbines all the way, and it's pretty amazing. Are we just going straight or
visitor centre?
That way, to the right. Yeah, I've not got my watch on me to tell me.
That Raven says, "Oh, are we talking about rump?" Well, that wasn't really the purpose of the stream, but these days I think most conversations tend to cycle back to it.
To Trump?
Yeah, well, she said rump.
Rump, alright. I'd rather not talk about him, to be honest. Prefer it. We kind of go through punching bags. Usually it's like Savile or something like that. Savile's a classic one to return to just because he's kind of a horror character in himself, really.
Simple Minded says people don't want to go on his golf courses because they're owned by a tangerine madman. Well, do you know, it's funny because the golf course he owns down in Ayrshire is like that golf course is like one of the traditional biggest sort of golf courses. But before he owned it, people used to go to Turnberry, for centuries. Well, I don't know centuries, but it's one of these like big famous old golf courses. But apparently, it's not been doing that great since he took over.
No, they're trying to bail out. Anyway, on another note, did Do you know about this 3D map of Scotland that's made out of rocks? Apparently it was made for I think it was made in tribute to the Polish soldiers. But it's the largest 3D physical map in the world.
Oh really?
And it's made entirely of rocks, and they've just refurbished it. They've just rebuilt it to make it look.
I think I do know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the name of it. I saw an article about it earlier on, but it's pretty interesting. So it's like a map of Scotland, basically made entirely of rocks that you can see overhead. Not sure. In Scotland, I think, but BBC Scotland were reporting on it the other day, but I never thought to make a note of the thing. But it's actually very interesting to look at.
There's this hut up there again, so we're heading in the right direction at least.
Alright, so we're parallel to them.
Starting to worry a little bit. There's a kind of really eerie glow. I don't know if you guys can see that in the stream. There's like a really eerie red glow on the horizon there in front of us.
Oh shit, what was that? Oh fuck, the cable's just come out.
Is that your audio or is that your
video? Fuck.
Right, hold the phone. I'll get that.
It might not re-engage, I don't know. You'll need to swap to the phone. You'll need me to unlock it. I don't know if it'll re-engage. You need to hit play.
Yeah, I know. My thumb's just really cold. There we go.
I think so.
I think we're back. I think.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally pulled the cable out. Sitting on the fucking gaff on the list.
Yeah, there's a really eerie glow on the horizon there. That's actually part of Glasgow, just behind the hill there. So
we're not that far actually from Glasgow. We're kind of on the outskirts, just past the outskirts of it.
There's some lights on the way down, so I wonder if that's cyclists or someone screaming.
Yep.
That's always good.
It's hard to tell. It's probably just people fucking about with their phones.
Yeah.
What's the chat saying?
It's not saying much. Back now. Ghastly Trails says originally.
Yeah, fairly comprehensive in this case.
So folk for coming up with these ridiculously elaborate live stream plans, and then
to be honest, in the majority of cases we end up getting fucked over by some other factor.
I know.
But by God, I'd rather die trying than never try at all. His torch has disappeared.
Has your torch died, is it?
No, of the ones that we saw earlier, or unless that's them up there.
That's them there.
It's a cool view. There's something about the moon going between clouds that gives a pretty interesting visual to things. You know, it's, the moon itself is pretty interesting to look at if you look at it suitably zoomed in, but if you can't, the going between the old clouds certainly makes for a dramatic vista.
Simple Minded says it's in Edelston.
What is?
Polish map of Scotland.
Ah, there you go. Thanks. Simple Minded is fantastic for either correcting gaffes that I've made in terms of facts or generating his own
Gaffes or his own facts?
His own facts. He's very helpful in the Glasgow stream at pointing out some other areas of interest on top of me.
Oh, good. Is he a local?
He was.
Or
I believe.
Because that I was saying before, that's one thing that we don't have is like a lot of viewers from the local area. Everyone seems to be from quite far afield.
That's true, though we haven't done too much to build up a local audience. Scotland's quite a small place, really in the grand scheme of things, and I think yeah, you probably could make a point of drumming it up, but there's a kind of a nice anonymity as well with doing stuff online to people in other countries. You can kind of get away with doing this and then never bump into anyone,
Right,
Not that we'd have an issue with bumping into anyone, but it's kind of, at least that way no one will ever recognise you while you're walking about like an idiot.
Yeah,
It's just some turbines. Though apparently someone at my work, his friend knew all about me and was randomly talking about me the other day, so.
Simple-minded works in East Kilbride apparently.
I thought you'd moved away from here.
East Kilbride, home of the late great ice rink.
What did East Kilbride have a really
Yeah,
good ice
so
rink?
it had the old shopping centre had an ice rink in it, which they closed down, and now the old shopping centre is kind of attached to the new one, but it's kind of like a parasite, and whole huge sections of it are shut down, so you walk through it and it's kind of like a weird, like, Dawn of the Dead-esque closed down shopping centre that's actually still attached to like a really active one. It's weird, but there's also like an active ice rink there as well.
An inactive ice rink?
Yeah, like it's like no one uses it.
Abandoned?
Yeah. I don't know if you can actually see it. Again, it's been a while since any East Kilbride round business can correct me.
Does an abandoned ice rink, when they switch it all off, does that just become a swimming?
Well, I don't know if they maintain. I'm pretty sure that side of the building's still pretty cold as a result of the fact that I can't remember whether they're properly maintained. So which way is back up to the other path? Around to the other side.
Alright guys.
Deep in thought. So you can just see the visitor centre up in the horizon there.
Yeah. Looks like they've switched all the lights on it off. You noticed that?
Well, they switched it off just as that guy was leaving earlier.
Yeah. Simple-minded has moved east, but he still works in East Kilbride.
Ah, cool.
It's good of you to gradually dox yourself on the stream over several live streams.
Let us now try and guess your postcode. It's an interesting space out here, actually. This is the first time I've ever actually been out here. I've heard many people talk about it for a long time.
I didn't realise you'd never been up here. You should come
No?
up in the daytime. It's really quite spectacular. You don't get a sense of it when it's dark.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. It's just a bit disappointed that we ended up getting fucked over on the sky front. It's so unfair though. Like for like a brief moment, we did just get that kind of like perfectly clear bit of sky, and then it all just went bye-byes. But I think there's a lot of like ideas I've had for streams and stuff like that, but so much of it here is just like dictated by you get there and there's no internet, and then that just kind of screws you completely.
Yeah. I think the internet is particularly good around here because of the visitor centre, and I would imagine
there's a mast just over there. So
yeah, I was going to say I would imagine that the turbines are probably like have some degree of control through mobile network. You know.
Yeah, possibly.
There's probably some degree of remote control involved, and it would make sense that it would use like, you know.
They might run lines to them though, because I mean they're going to be connected to the grid, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. No mecha or rectums are still intact.
Or have we been replaced? There's been a lot of downtime in this stream where we could have been replaced with.
No alien could talk the same amount of shit as we've been talking.
This is very true.
So.
Or be very disappointing if they could.
Simple-minded is saying he went to France to see the 1999 solar eclipse. Do you remember that?
No.
Were you too young at the time?
I was 9 years old.
So
maybe
the 99
I
solar eclipse I do remember. I remember watching it partially in my aunt's back garden. You could kind of see it a little bit through the clouds, kind of like how we were looking at the moon earlier on.
Sure.
But it was mostly cloudy, but you could see it a little bit. But in Scotland, I think it was only like a partial eclipse, like half or 2/3 was covered.
Okay.
I think you had to be in the south of England or France, or in that kind of latitude.
Though we do get great things here, like the Northern Lights and stuff like that. So
I've never seen the Northern Lights. I've never seen them.
Though you do need to go proper up north for it, don't you?
I think if there's a strong solar wind, you can see them like as far south as the border, pretty much. But I've just never been lucky enough to see it. Mick says several Calvins, the world doesn't deserve that. I don't know about that.
One's good enough.
I don't know whether you mean that in a negative way or a positive way, but
all of the world's issues would be very quickly rectified if there was more of me. That's those guys from earlier. Again, make a point of not doxing a number plate.
I don't think it was the same guys, was it?
Well, it was that car. Oh no, well, fucking hell, it's like cars are multiplying. Why do people do that though? It's like an empty car park and then they come park right next to you.
Yeah.
People are strange. Pot kettle, I know, but any of these contacts are just sitting in that car. Yes. Great. Fucking right next to somebody else. Weird.
Oh well.
Well, we might as well.
Right, are we done then?
I guess so. We could switch to the phone, but
right, hang on. Do you want to take this sort of? Because I need to get the keys and all that shit. Wait. Where's your battery?
it's gonna be in your pocket there.
My phone. Back pocket. That's it.
Cool. Hang on. I don't know if you guys can do what fucking hell, that's bright. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we're probably going to call it there. We could have reconnected on the phone, but I think we'll just probably kill it off. But sorry, it's kind of become a little bit of a snafu in the end, but hopefully you guys enjoyed what did happen, and yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Catch you all later. See you. Right, now I need to take the tablet out of my bag to shut it off, so people are going to temporarily listen to it. I can't do this.